Good day, Internet, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Words. Today we have a special show, especially for me. But before we get into that, let's take care of some business. This is episode number 47. I apologize. Oh, wait a second. I swear to God, I did not mean for that to happen. There we go. Let me take that out. I thought I clicked stop. There we go. Okay. So I am working on a new intro for our anniversary show. I'll get into that later. This is episode number 47. Where have you been? We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/Nuyorican Poets. You can find us on YouTube. Look up Nuyorican Poets Cafe. We're streaming live there. And when the show is over, it will be recorded so you can go back and check it out. If you want to join us on Zoom, you can. The number is 279-995-364. That number will be on the screen for a little bit. We'd like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Amazon Literary Partnership, the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can support us with a tax-deductible donation at nuyorican.org/contribute or to our Cash App, Nuyorican Poets Cafe. So as I said, we have many themes and our 1-year anniversary is coming up. So every week we have a theme. Tonight's theme is Advocate of Words. Yes, it is my birthday and I want to celebrate it by hearing poems about the term Advocate of Words, not myself. So hopefully you all wrote to the theme today. Thank you very much. Next week, our theme is Favorite Lady. Flip that however you want. All these themes, you have poetic license. The week after that, Back in the Day. March 15th is Settling Debts. It's the Ide of March. And if you see April 5th, it is our 1-year anniversary special. I have some really cool things that I'm going to be lining up, and I've been working hard preparing for that. As I said, I am your host, Advocate of Words. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Advocate of Words. When you spell words, that's with a Z, because poetic license. And it's my birthday, so tip the birthday boy. Man, I am buying new headphones all the time. It is like a monthly expense. It is getting crazy. My laptop's falling apart. So it's my birthday. Tip me. You could pay a PayPal or a Cash App, however so, okay? No nudes. Not this time for my birthday. No nudes. DJ clearing. I see the cupcake with the candles. That's awesome. I love it. See, that's my wingman. I've been telling y'all, that's my wingman. All right. So, poets, you have 4 minutes to perform. Please, no long introductions. In the beginning, you're going to let us know where we can find you online, and you're going to get into your poem, and you're going to do some really awesome stuff. Afterwards, in the Zoom chat, make sure that you put your contact information so that the people can follow you. After the poets perform, I'm going to ask to unmute everyone so that we can all be loud and obnoxious and give love to the people as if we were at a real open mic. With that being said, first coming up is Deanne Hill. Deanne always has to work, even when we sign up. I'm glad you were able to go first and you made it. Go ahead, Deanne. The floor is yours. Let the people know where they can find you first.
I'll put my stuff in the chat. I'm on Facebook as Deanne Hill, or The Word Is Right, with my great co-host Marissa Prada, IG Ma Duke's Poetry. I have a short one. It's called Blood on a Page. That's my Advocate of Words. And then I have another one right after that. This one's called Blood on a Page. Words, syllables, phrases, rhymes, reasons, stages, bleeding onto pages. Parts so intricate, seemingly infinite. I bleed for you. I bleed for you. Dialect, subtext, punctuation, pentameter subjugation, bleeding onto pages, filling reams, writing dreams. I bleed for you. I bleed for you. Haiku, sonnet, odes, ballads, limericks, bleeding onto pages, giving voice, allowing choice. I bleed for you. I bleed for you. Thank you. And this one is actually a rewrite of a poem that I wrote a few months ago. It was in a deconstruction workshop, and it ended up being this: Life Lessons from Empty Closets 2.0. As you store your clothes inside my walls, remember you have no place here with them. Only the shoes you wear on your feet can muddy your home. That is to say, don't ever dirty who you are and dull your rainbow shine. Don't wear a fake smile of friendship like a bad suit. That is to say, be genuine with your smile and yourself. Never lock yourself behind my doors again. Locks of lies can only be opened with keys of truth. Store only sweaters and old photo albums on my shelf. That is to say, there is no room for your shame alongside those keepsakes. Teach those willing to learn how to build open closets. That is to say, teach them that love is never wrong. Be sacred in your dealings with children, so they feel safe to share unsure hearts with you. Rip off my doors and throw bare my confines. That is to say, never hide behind closeted expectations. Keeping me free of skeletons is best. That is to say, never give any soul a reason to distrust your heart. Remember, your house is more than bricks and boards. It is a reflection of you. Keep your windows clean and clear for transparency. That is to say, be transparent in who you are. And lastly, the only things that should hang from these racks are clothes. That is to say, you are not alone. Get up, go outside, live. Live your best life.
Unmute yourselves and give it up.
Dope.
My
Very
dude.
nice.
Yo, my dude, way to crack it off.
Dope.
That was dope. That was dope, my dude.
Thanks,
She was laying
everyone.
the smackdown on they.
My Dukes. Confucius says no. My Duke says. My Dukes, make sure you put your information into the Zoom chat. Real quick, I see that we have a celebrity in the house. Where is she? Did she leave? Did she leave? Where is she? Did she turn? Oh, there she is. There she is. See, she knows I'm talking about her because she raised her hand. She's like, what? A celebrity? Oh, he's talking about me. She raised her hand to let me know where she's at. La Bruja. What's going on, La Bruja?
What's up? What's up? Happy birthday, advocate of words. It has been just such a blessing to share this world with you, man, for so many years. Your bizarro name is Inadequate with Verbs. And I'm writing a poem right now. Mama Dukes, that shit was dope. I just wanted to just be here with you, be present, my brother in poetry, in life. I love you. I wish you your grandest wish for it to come true.
My grandest wish is the next time you go to Puerto Rico, you put me in your suitcase. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's La Bruja. She hosts the Thursday night online open mic. Make sure that you check that out. Actually, the first online open mic we started doing, it was with La Bruja. And she did such a great job. They were like, we need another night of it. So they were like, who's the second best looking poet we know at the New York? And they chose me. So I got lucky. You know what I mean? I got lucky. So La Bruja, thank you for the love. I appreciate you as always. Okay, next coming up is Gigi. Let me unmute Gigi, who is standing up ready to perform. Gigi, let the people know where they can find you and then get into it.
So you can find me on Instagram at iron_resilience. That's spelled exactly as it is, iron_resilience. All right, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I have a parallel universe one and then just a regular cool poem. Okay, the first one. Are you awake? Are you awake yet? Let me introduce myself. I'm checking your vitals again. You've been in a coma for what seems like forever. I'm your CNA. I'm here to watch you for the night. You are a very popular guest here. The main event of the show, a little quiet though. You've been in a coma for 47 days now. Do the days feel like months or weeks where you are? Has time frozen or is it fluid? Is it, what's it like being stuck in your head? The IV nurse Nick will be here soon. He sings when he takes blood, calls himself the withdrawn since the needle pulling out is his main act. Have you been visited by Eric today, your patient social worker? He makes sure that you're okay. Since you can't speak, he is your advocate of words. Don't worry though, your sleeping doesn't stop him from cracking a few jokes. Ray Jane is your attending physician, personality angelic, but when she gives orders, the boom in her voice will stop traffic. Hearing her is like gospel. I'm talking to you like you're awake now. Here, it's good for you. A beer truck swerved and hit your car. We called you the corona patient until you were identified. The car was in the incident in the burn unit. We all wear masks, and right before surgery, before you closed your eyes for the last time, you just uttered so many masks. What's it like in there? Is life normal in there? I bet it's better than living in isolation until your burns heal. Heard you were on your way to a poetry slam. I like to read you poems. Your roommate Sam likes to sing when I'm not here. I have to get going now. Kai is here with your meds, and Miro is here to take my shift. In the midst of REM sleep, I hear you hear the outside world like a dream. I wonder if I've been getting through to you. Maybe you'll wake up soon. I'd love to hear your poetry before you check out of the New York hospital. And then the second one is Poems and Swords. I have spent what feels like decades seeking a weapon customized for me. Hugs my hip in its holster, one that I can draw quickly, and a battle that fits my sharp tongue. I am bound between letters, sliced paper thin, forging a weapon from consonants and vowels, swords not from metals to slice the skin, but with words that cut deeper than your throat, words that can rattle your larynx, leave you breathless. Poet, the title, badge of honor, one I am still perfecting. Poet, the preacher, my sermon is now. Sabbath came to you on a Monday. I'll be spitting up blood before I am silent about injustices. Poet, the emotion, the feeling of connectivity where my heart touches yours through the screens and the time zones in the country, where you know you're not alone, and the emptiness and feel in your chest. It is our bonding kinship. After decades of searching for a weapon, I realized my speech never stuttered from uncertainty. I was speaking in stanzas, crafting poems intended to leave you breathless. Thank you.
Unmute yourself and give it up for Gigi.
Go, Gigi!
Yes.
Gigi, let's go.
Energy.
Yo,
Go,
super dope.
Gigi.
That hospital and the meds, I love that. I love it when y'all get creative. Gigi, thank you so much. Make sure you put your information into the chat so that people can follow you. Gigi does the hair thing too. She a hairstylist, man. Should have gone Gigi for a cut for my birthday, right? Right. But she's in Massachusetts. When she's in New York City or I'm up in Massachusetts, we're gonna do something funky. All right. Kai Brackens is next. Where is Kai? Is Kai here? I actually didn't see Kai Brackens log in. Kai here? I don't, yes. Oh, well, I saw her, she put it in the chat. She said yes. I saw her, there she is. All right, I'm unmuting her right now.
Hey.
Hey, good to have you, Kai. Let the people know where they can find you online and get into it.
Okay, you're gonna find me at Kai_loud fat mixed poet. I'm going to be trying to update my stuff soon, but you know, life goes. And then you can also find me at Kyling2001 also on IG. So this one is not titled yet because I wrote it today. So we're just gonna kind of give it a temporary title called Advocate of Words. Don't get too cocky though. So yeah. When you grow up with a stutter, words aren't exactly your best friend. You see, they come out more like shrapnel from a 10-year-old mouth. piercing ears, exploding tongues, leaving only fragments of thoughts that are so broken there's no way to decipher the meaning. Sentences becoming jigsaw puzzles with missing pieces. And with speech patterns like that, all forms of conversation becomes Morse code, becomes looking for the things not said and setting your body language to respond to nonverbal messages only. This is all to say that my dad traded away my sense of speech for his fragile masculinity, so that just maybe all the words that sat ready to spill out his little girl's head wouldn't break his world into half. Leave him grasping for solid ground to base his logic on, have him questioning things he hadn't even begun to understand yet. Maybe it's because he realized too soon that despite a spasming tongue, a wisdom too big for a child's body resided within her. Maybe because it was so much easier for him to say that he simply didn't want to hear it. Not even questioning if I needed to be heard, needed to know someone was listening, without the ulterior motive of turning my words into what will make me bleed. And then he got what he wanted. 14 years of silence until that dam finally broke and all of it came spilling out. And you know, I never thought my words had any weight until every sentence was an act of creation, until the filter was gone and all that was left was vocal cords and opinions. Standing on a stage, they gave me the undivided attention to make the world into a vision of past, present, and future. Because with every noun, verb, and adjective, I had more power than sometimes what to do with. I wasn't alone. Because suddenly the sound of Thunderlung shook me and gave me the verses to set fire to the old me and watch her burn. Ray Jane's poetry becoming a religious awakening, while LaTorre reminded me to plant strong roots so they could never again uproot my tongue. Let's not forget how Nick and Gigi came in and taught me how speaking is like making love and casting a spell all at once. You can't hold anything back. Roz had me realizing that you can help others find their way to salvation, but with a sentence, we save ourselves. Andy had me finding the beauty in the words, while Jenna had me finding the grit and gravel of every poem. Because Sam, because Advocate, because Skiff, Diana, Ra, Miro, Trisha, because Nuyo taught me that I had more in common with people thousands of miles away than the bloodline that would try to bind and gag me to make their lives more comfortable. Guess they forgot that I'm the elephant in the room and I don't have time for that shit. Because when you grow up with a stutter, you don't realize that your worst enemy was always your greatest ally. That the words were pit against you because combined you become judge, jury, and executioner for those who dare to attack you, your brother, sister, lover, friend, because you become the advocate for those who suffocate under the pressure of the filter and the bullshit. And instead teach them how to let the words free. Because once you let go of that stutter, you become the ultimate weapon. Your words cut like a knife and your opinions echo like gunshots.
Wow.
Give it up for
Girls,
Dope.
yes,
You better
yes.
go ahead.
The enemy becomes your best
Powerful.
friend. That's all about yourself right there.
Brackens going in. I love the poem. I grew up with a lisp, so I understand that. Also, I know what it is for like you to finally find your words, especially growing up in a tough household. That's what I'm gonna say. Kai Brackens, awesome. Kai, put your info into the chat. That was Kai Brackens. I see a bunch of people on Facebook. Shout out to everyone. I wanted to give a quick shout out to those who commented on Facebook. So shout out to Lemuel Benitez, I like that name. Ashley Daniel, Luis Santiago, what's going on, brother? Christian is asking, how do you sign up? Go onto the Nuyorican website. Wait a couple of more minutes and I'm going to show you how. I'll put it up on the screen. Who else? Emily Cordes is here. Shout out to Emily. Sarah Firestein. I don't know if it's Firestein or Firestein. Nonetheless, shout out to Sarah. Appreciate you checking us out on Facebook. Shawan Ardrey says blessings to you. And also Ron Mark Thompson on Facebook. Appreciate you, brother. All right, I've got a treat for you. Because next coming up, he better put his video on him. We're going to Long Island. Where is he? Did he put his video on? He better put his video on. Oh, there he is. I see him. All right, so this next poet coming up is my brother. a majority of my major gigs, I have performed with him. He is a Grammy winner, although he's going to try to play that down. He is a history teacher. He is a published poet. He is a performing MC. He has rocked with a lot of well-known MCs as well. And there are very few people. I'm trying to unmute you, so unmute yourself. There, look at your screen. Thank you. There are very few people who I'm ever concerned about going after on the stage, and he is one of them because he is that fantastic. And it is my brother Chilo. Chilo, what's going on, man?
What up, man? Peace to everybody. Happy birthday, E. Shouts to everybody that just rocked. I took this prompt very literal, and so I just wrote a little piece about the advocate of words. Peace, everybody. I just finished today too, so bear with me. When I first heard about the advocate of words, at the time I was known as a thrower of words, tirador de palabras, and I thought, who better to know a thrower of words than an advocate of words? Someone that will advocate the words I'm throwing. You see where I'm going, right? You know, I heard how with HTML, he hammered out a home for hip hop and poetry. And honestly, to this day, I still have places that I could stay for free all over the country because of it. A network of wordsmiths and associates advocate about words and his love of it. This supporter of syllables, writer of worlds that lick shots with lighters for the love of lyrics, creator of chapbook, short stories, and novels, he is poetry defined. Designed a book cover for my first poetry offering, closed doors and open windows, making what to some look so hard seems so simple. His fly game is extras. His websites are worth your currency and word life. I got some of his video work right now on my YouTube, but this is not about me. It's not about me. The AOW is a lover of words and sounds, poetry and hip hop, soul and rock and roll. Believe me or not, Billy Joel, this Salsero, and trained in ballet, right? My brother Egrito, we used to travel with 21 poets, slinging sequences of words and statements. This beast of a writer was created, helping New Eureka slam teams place a fifth in a nation. Brio winner, writing at Lucid. True shit, believe me, we go back like third floor theater groups on third, in between B and C. The first person to ever give me a couch to sleep on in the Bronx so that a microphone fiend like me could examine the mecca of my chosen art form in a borough that my mother was raised in, all the while advocating my ascension, praised my work like no one ever, with phrases like it's old to you, but it's new to everybody else. And that's why you can hear him rapping on my Bandcamp, because he supports the arts. He's an advocate. Truthfully, should have the words tattooed across his forehead in laminate. My thank yous are indefinite. You know, and y'all watch and notice how he's still out here getting it. Wherever a microphone beckons, some say he beats with food, but I seen him go back for seconds. How he helps to birth letters and stanzas surreal. Truth be told, I seen him kill it on so many stages, what equates to literally legendary moments for the ages. Princeton to Columbia, from public to the privates and the Ivies, the little Ivies too. NYC all day, the LES Lower East Side Festival with the Lisp, to Harlem on 116 a day before the PR parade. Oh, the suffering he endorsed for his trade. This advocate has had to hear me snore for decades. And bet I still scare him when I drive, having him feeling like he crossing the yellow line on the passenger side all the time. My bad, E. You know, lyricists traveling the lands, clubs and bars, lounges to Lincoln Centers, Long Island Railroads to Amtrak's, PATH trains and red number ones waiting to go uptown. In Philly and Boston and the boogie down and Newark, we repped it. Prep schools for rich kids with lakes in Connecticut. New York City marathons carried on from Maryland to Michigan. And I could always guarantee that if he was coming on before or after me, he'd be killing it. He's a secret underground plot to disrupt the tensions everywhere. Y'all don't know the half. Lost flash drives and hours upon hours poured into the craft. Conversations upon conversation. Words advocated freely. And don't you dare talk to politics and conspiracy theories, because he loves to explore the unknown. I'm telling you, just go ahead and ask him about our aliens poem. I dare you. But this is not about me. Nah, y'all, this is not about me, you know what I'm saying? Like, he is the host that has his own, from the content to the crowds he holds, metaphors, similes, and verbs. And at the end of the day, he really just cares about the words and people using them to do great things, inspiring us into better realities and possibilities of what can be for tomorrow. Peace, y'all. Yo, happy birthday, my G.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for my brother Chilo.
That's how you rock that shit. That's how you rock that shit, homie. Damn.
Words of a true friend there.
Blessings, bro.
What a
Very
tribute.
nice.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Spilled all the beans, man. Spilled all the beans. This was recorded. People gonna be able to go back and check that out. Chilo put all of your information into the chat so that people could follow you. Also, let me unmute you one more time because you didn't mention it.
Instagram, The Real Chilo, Twitter.com, Chilo7, SoundCloud.com, Chilo7, www.chilo.bandcamp. You know, thank you, E.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. That was
Peace, man.
Chilo. I forgot about the ballet thing, and he put me on blast with that. I forgot about the ballet thing, man. I'll talk about that another time. All right, let's keep it moving. Next up, DG Clearing, my wingman. DG, let the people know where they can find you, then get into it.
That was such an incredible tribute. You can find me at DG Clearing on the net. Just type in DG Clearing. So, and happy birthday, Advocate. This is words. Words. What did you say? You can't say that. What does that mean? Who said that? What a big word. That was so beautiful. You hurt my feelings. Now you're squealing. Are we at war? Can you explain that a little more? Is that evil or just an upheaval? She's a great speaker. He's so much weaker. Did we get to the moon or is that a big balloon? Were those the facts or did we pay the tax? Don't believe in all you hear, the good or the bad in your ear. In a song, in a verse, is it diverse or is it the worst? Say please, say thank you. Give me this, give me that. I hate you. I love you. You're blessed. You're cursed. That's mine. No, that's mine. Go ahead. Now you're dead. Today's your birth. You have shown your worth. Words are colorful, powerful in meaning. Hushed and screamed, scribbled and quibbled, strung and sung. They can change your life. They can make you hold a knife. They can tell you what's right. They can tell you what's wrong. They can bring you hope. They can hang you from a rope. They can make you Bob Marley. They can make you raise an army. They can make you gain from your labor. They can make you kill your neighbor. They can make you sleep. They can make you weep. They are peace. They are deceitful. So many people, so many politics. If a word is spoken in the forest, is it understood? How many religions, how many traditions are misunderstood? Haters and lovers, defenders and suppressors, the right, the left, the leaders, the followers. We are the advocates of words, of the truths, of the lies, concessions, impressions, confessions, oppressions, successions, transgressions, and expressions. Words. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give some words to
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how you bring it, man. That's how you bring it.
Amazing.
I'm loving it so far. I'm loving it, but then I'm biased because I'm an advocate of words. All right, next up, the withdrawn. Thank you, DG Clearing. Next up, the withdrawn. I'm trying to unmute you. There you go, brother. Brother, good to see you. Let them know where they can find you to spit that fire.
Thank you, man. Happy birthday. And y'all can find me at The Withdrawn on Instagram, thewithdrawn.com. Advocate, you be setting up for these things, man. So this piece is called She Ain't a Fan of Words, parentheses Monday. She wanna pop that pussy on a Monday. And I told her I can't because I got work this morning. I'm trying to fuck for longer than the 10 minutes I have before I gotta dip out the door. We should have set my alarm early. I can't later on tonight till about 2.5 hours after 9. No, wait. That's Thursday. I mean 8. Because when I get home, it's almost time for the New Yorican online open mic. She says in her Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, "You're going to miss the way I throw it back." I laugh. I can turn off my cam and lower the volume, but what if I end up missing my slot? I know it'll feel so good, I'm not gonna want to stop. Might be so horny I forget simple things like muzzling our voices and the fact that we're Facebook live streaming. When Advocate chooses to unmute, they're gonna hear me scream, "I'm coming." And you scream, "I'm coming too." I might have to actually do like my poem name and be withdrawn. To never again show my face. So fucked up that when they say put your info in the chat, I end up posting the link to a sex tape. Imagine a week where the theme is weak because that's what you make me. No physical touch or contact for 4 days plus 3. And I've held back touching myself just so I can have the craziest release. I know you can't wait to leave, but please don't go alone. I want to come with you. Take care of your son with you. I'm talking about the one I wouldn't mind giving to you. In the future, yes, but not anytime soon. Because girl, I might be 26, but I ain't ready for that move. If we raw dog on camera, the voice actor for our trailer will say, "Coming soon to a hospital near you." Girl drives me crazy when I'm behind it. Wishing I could give her a personal mirror to use as a rear view. Conduct an interview. Like, "Miss, why do you think it'd be a good fit to make you come in this position?" I think the questions you'd bomb because, well, that pussy is bomb. If we travel together, you won't ever make it past airport security. Put my skills as a writer to use and try to hit them with that acerbity. I look up when you stand at 5'9", but down when I tangle your eyesight. That's if your mouth is missed. You can't be saved, not even by an ophthalmologist. Throw in the cliche as a pre-warning when I say, get a load of this. Beg to come all you want, but know by now that I am in control of this. So you don't go until I give the okay. It was wrong of me to talk it up, then not leave her with anything. With that being said, I'm sorry for today and how unfortunately you could not get your way. Stay tuned Thursday when she does get her way. Thank you.
Mute yourselves. Give it up.
That
was great. That was great,
That was
man.
super dope.
Okay, withdrawn.
Straight up. That was good.
Get it.
The withdrawn, the wild card. She didn't get away today because it's Advocate of Word's birthday. I get my way today, but Thursday. He's talking about Thursday when La Bruja hosts the online open mic on Thursday. Check that out. All right, real quick, Alexander Goldberg is next, but some people been hitting me online asking how they signed up. Real quick, a reminder for those of you who are late, this is the Monday night online open mic presented by the New York Poets Cafe in the bottom left-hand corner. Otherwise, you are not going to get onto the list. With that being said, next up is Alexander Goldberg. I had said his name before. Why did I have a chance? Now, Chilo's still here. Alexander Goldberg is himself a fancier of history. So Alexander Goldberg, let the people know where they can find you and then get into your stuff, brother.
They can find me on Go15 on Twitter, Alexander Goldberg 35 on Facebook, and Gorbensky on Instagram. I posted here right now. Yes. So, the name of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is on everybody's lips. Putin treated him the way the tyrant would. So my poem is called Alexei Navalny, Russia's Greatest Hope. I'm advocate of words, freedom, conscience, and honor. Poets are praising all of the voices of tomorrow. There can't be compromise, and nothing can be worse with too many red lines that Putin bluntly crossed. The people are in tears. It should be understood that after 20 years, they're getting in line for food. Now Russia has been trapped, corruption mixed with theft. There's conflict with the West. There are no options left. So when will Putin stop? He'll never stop his wars unless he takes a loss from advocates of words. The sanctions were designed without the real effect because there was no sign of breaking with the West. Putin won't go away after some time won't pass. Dictators cannot stay once system has collapsed. Here's Putin's greatest foe. His name is in the papers. His poisoning came first, and his arrest came later. And his accusers were enraged. They're just a bunch of liars. It's like he stepped into the cage that's filled with hungry tigers. Those who are advocates of words protect the free expression. Navalny used his speech in court. It was his only weapon. The European court ruled for release at last, but here's Putin's response. It cannot be discussed. He will remain in prison. It cannot be reversed, but he's the flag of freedom that people have deserved. He risked his life and safety, but it was not in vain, and he knew what awaits him. The whole world knows his name.
Give it up for Alexander Goldberg.
Yeah,
Goldberg.
Nice.
Go, Bird. Let's go. Let's go.
Goldberg.
Russia. He should do a tour there.
Alexander Goldberg. Yes. To cure the ills of Russia, you need an advocate of words. I love that, Alexander Goldberg. Brother, make sure you put your info into the chat. I love it. Next coming up is Queen Ray Jane. Let me unmute Ray Jane, who
What's
has
up? Happy birthday.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you. Let the people know where they can find you, and then let's get into it.
Okay, so you guys, if you would like to follow me at Instagram, it's at 3_4ths clairvoyant. You can find all my content and including a way to get to that Instagram if you didn't catch it on itsrayjane.com. Okay, so I got two pieces for you guys today. The first one is, oh, happy birthday. Okay, so the first one is is how to free your dragons. The words are not easy. They lay at the back of my throat, sometimes daring me not to speak, scratching and turning phrases until I gather them, until they char lassos advocating for liberty, rippling across my back when I'm immersed in other things, drowning in my cages, failing to explain reason, nagging like orange acid in newly discovered paper. Cut the shit and write already. Sometimes the words are rude, incinerating everything else, smothering all other interests with undulating fire until my attempts to redirect my mind fall to ash. Content, they flap back, pleased that the only use for dead intense, so intense, is to wet my pen. Damn. The words are insistent on singeing all that keeps me from them. And the second one is called Pan Sophie. Wisdom is sweet on the terrors, but not like Laffy Taffy, more like licorice. A taste that makes you wonder, am I pleased or am I suffering? A hard piece to swallow, but that's the trick. Wisdom evolves slow. You got to get licked a few times before you dissolve your barriers to it. Some say it's tangy like orange powder, water, and ice. Enjoying it is also acknowledging how much you risked your life for that coolness on the back of your throat in your heat waves. Wisdom is quite refreshing. When comparing candies with a friend, he pondered aloud, Ray, yes, Mr. Mind Your Business. Why does it take all our lives to use our time to taste wisdom? I said, well, hell, that question deserves a treat. His wisdom tumbled out and bowed to me, offering many succulents. Passing Mary Jane's, we provoked ourselves closer to, okay, I'm getting too old to just use that word. Let's expand, shall we? Again, passing Mary Jane's, we provoked ourselves closer, incising with our circumspection, jaws aching quietly while learning that even delicious has gristle. We break from gnawing, often the openness of stillness surprising our buds with suggestions of sapience. There is a discernment at the base of our tongues now. That is confectionery when gratifying and absinthian when grating, a poise that is not prudent, bouncing like sugar plums and balancing like just the right pinch of sweet to cut the acidity. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up.
Ray Jane brings it in.
Ray
Woo!
Jane.
Yes.
Spicy gang.
You know how to say it. You really do.
Oh.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Queen Ray Jane, you can find her on itsrayjane.com. Go give her a follow. Over 60 recordings on there on her SoundCloud. She is all kinds of awesome. Itsrayjane.com. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate you so much. Next coming up, and Ray does a lot, man. Behind the scenes, I'd be like, yo, Ray, I need this. Yo, Ray, I need that. The other day, I asked her for something. I haven't even followed up with it, but she's going to help me because Ray is so awesome like that. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate you. Abraham Kumani is next. Oh, snap. He's doing the GG. He's standing up. I think he's about to perform. Abraham, let the people know where they can find you, then get into it.
All right, you guys can find me on Instagram at Poetically Incorrect 562 and Facebook on Poetically Incorrect. And yes, Marissa, actually 3 haikus are erotic, somewhat. I got 3 haikus, a short acronym piece, and then an actual piece. Number 1, opening my mouth to receive orgasmic words, swallowing letters. Number 2, words took 26 alphabetical cum shots from 2 stumbling cocks. And number 3, making out with words, sucking my dictionary, fucking thesaurus. And the acronym piece, propaganda. Pissing reactionaries off, poetically agitating Gestapo associations, nobly damning America. And this is the piece. And the advocate of the word statement, I want you guys to get out of it, is beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This piece is called Prettier Than My Pretty Green Eyes. The most attractive part of my body has always been my pretty green eyes, drawing the attention of women who came inside to randomly and handsomely pay me with compliments, though I never charged them an admissions fee. And why should I make these kind visitors come out of the pocket to see the beauty in me that I did not see in myself from nearby and afar? I mean, outwardly, I felt the joy of attraction, stroking my pretty green eyes with kisses from her brush, affectionately crossing the bridge of my nose to catch the waves of gratitude floating in her direction. But inwardly, I was numb, never feeling prettier than my pretty green eyes, because I was teased by my peers for being a skinny kid who carried the heavy weight of a crooked and chipped tooth on my bony shoulders. My oral appearance self-consciously held me in low esteem, using my lips as a tombstone to bury a promising smile that died at the tender young age of 9 after running into a wall while playing dodgeball. Over the years, I said to myself, so long as I keep my pretty green eyes open and my mouth locked up in a maximum insecurity prison, I would have no reason at all to be concerned that the ladies would leave my visual exhibition with a less than satisfying experience of their tour. It took one special lady to look beyond my pretty green eyes for me to start singing praises in my head out aloud of how my pretty green eyes have taken her to a land where the grass is greener on every side, where my pretty green eyes put Frank Sinatra's blue eyes to shame in front of my sweetheart's brown eyes, resurrecting my smile from an oral grave without passing judgment on my dental imperfections. She admitted me to reside eternally in her heavenly mirror, to look at the convincing smile on my face every day and say to myself without a shadow of doubt, God damn, I am much prettier than my pretty green eyes. In peace.
Wow.
Unmute yourself. Give it up.
Come through, Abraham. Hell yeah.
That
was amazing.
It's loud and out, brother.
Strong poetry.
So amazing.
Much prettier than my pretty green eyes. That piece was like strong and vulnerable and honest all at the same time. Abraham, put your information into the chat. That was awesome. People need to be joining us on Zoom. And see, we got awesome poets here. You need to join us on Zoom, 279-995-364. This way you could talk to these awesome poets. Like this next one, Joshua Kernio. Where is Joshua? I didn't see him come in here today. Is Joshua here? And I just said he's, wait. Elemental is pointing. Oh, yep, all right, I see it. Everyone started pointing. Although the boxes on Zoom aren't the same. So you're pointing, Elemental's pointing to DG. And then I was like, wait, that's not Joshua. All right, Joshua's here. Joshua, it's good to see you again, brother. Let the people know where they can find you online. And then the floor is yours.
Hey, good to be back. Happy birthday. You guys can find me on IG, Joshua_Kernia, and my podcast, Line by Line. So I wrote a piece titled 26 and Millions of Possibilities. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. You must be singing it in your head right now. These weird, eclectic 26 individuals who don't mean a thing, yet transcend time and space, uniting beings, forging relationships, raising voices. I think we take this for granted, as if words mean nothing to us. Yet we question why some can hurt us, why some can be one big-ass samurai, piercing, slicing hearts, emotions, and you and me. A dagger penetrating through even the most thick-skinned Grim Reaper out there, crumbling into thin fragments of shattered glass. Why some can be frigid cold, an ice skater in the middle of scorching Sahara Desert, unmelted, skating their way on a tight rope of sand, grinding every grain with their unforgiving sharp blade. Why some can send people into a rampage like wild horses that shouldn't have been leashed in the first place, breaking families apart by an ignorant monolithic crooked barbed wire, sentencing the young into dark isolation and bloodbath wars of the past and of the future. Maybe we are just that stupid, never understanding the power of these 26, turning them into millions behemoth evil monsters who consume all innocence, purity, and peace, sucking the faith of humanity like leeches, then spitting it back out as wrath of the gods. Perhaps one could have learned from history that benign words spread like cancer, a drop of ink permeating crystal clear water without answer. But I guess not. Some keep sharpening their tongue, spewing toxic hex, blabbering A to Z, ejaculating disgusting phrases. But 26 can do so much more good than harm. 26 brings change. From the steps of the Capitol proclaiming equality and justice, I have a dream, to the spotlight of a 16-year-old girl reclaiming her right to have a future on this earth, we showed that we are united and that we, young people and old, are unstoppable. From the silent yet powerful words of a fabled poet that life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. To the girl with her bright yellow coat and bold red headband, a new generation of poet giving hope to a not broken but simply unfinished nation that is the promise to glade the hill we climb if only we dare. From breaking the silence of sexual abuse in Hollywood's biggest silver screen rats, Me Too, to a courageous Pakistani girl in her red hijab fighting for young girls to receive equal education, writing out her life diary under the belly of the beast, and who was shot in the head for daring to go to school, sparking an outcry of humanity questioning what good is left of this world. Words can do good. When 26 becomes millions of possibilities, we ought to ask ourselves which part of history we would like to print our mark on. Because we have the power to speak and the freedom to raise voices and to advocate for words we put out to the world. To steer the course of history and the future still yet to come, to make or break living things, to grow or wilt, or end or rebuild relationships, to spread kindness or to infect bigotry, to amend a broken heart or to shame one further into misery. So let's think before we speak, and speak before we scream, and damn sure to scream when needed before we lose our voices. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Joshua.
Joshua. Bring that, man. That's how you bring that.
Before you speak and speak before you scream. Scream when
The 26th, that sounds like Netflix's new superhero movie. Joshua Kernia. Joshua, put your info in the chat so that people can copy and paste because they don't like to write stuff down. It's easier to copy and paste it. Joshua Kernia is second time with us. Next coming up, I think he's addicted. And next coming up is someone who's definitely addicted, and that is Lynn Lane. Let me unmute Lynn. Lynn, I hope all is well. Shout out to everyone in Texas, man. They are going through hell out there. Lynn is out there. I have been following his journey with him and his mom. Lynn, let the people know where they can find you, and then the floor is yours, brother.
All right, so you can find me on IG at lynn.lane.arts or Lynn Lane Photography, or on Facebook, Lynn Lane. I'll put it on the chat in a minute. So Advocate, I'm sorry, man. I don't have anything really written because I have something written, but not to the prompt. Happy birthday, my friend. But, you know.
Oh, what happened? Lynn Lane got muted. Lynn Lane got muted. What happened? Well, I think it's because he doesn't have something to the prompt. No, I'm joking. He's looking like, what the hell happened?
No.
I'm joking. Go ahead, Lynn. I'm not going to mute you again. Go ahead. You can read whatever theme poem you want, brother.
So anyway, so I didn't have a shower until Friday from Sunday. So that was a long week. You know, we didn't have water, electricity was dropped out. So it was rough down here. So I wrote a couple of little haikus and then I have a poem. So first haiku: advocate of words, master of beards and hats. Don't hurt him, hammer. So that's my first one. Advocate of words, thank you for all you do. Happy birthday, sir. So this is new shit. I actually just finished it a little while ago. It's called Dear Stranger. I know you don't know me, but we share a lot of similarities. When you look in the mirror, do you feel the emptiness I feel? Do you also see no reflection? I remember the first time I met you. I was a somnambulist, driving on a West Texas highway, A car with no brake pedal, my foot heavy on the gas. Standing together in a hardware store. A can of lighter fluid, no kindling, just a house built from abandonment, ready to be burned to the ground. Your hand around my throat, feeling your skinless grip tighten, holding my breath to feel what the last one will feel like. Your evening tide surrounds me, rises up above my nostrils, takes away my passages, fills my eyes with desperation. I subside. The rhythm of the track sings the song of the sirens. As the train rushes by, one step further beyond the yellow line, doors open. I'm awake. A crowd gathers, eyes wide open. You are standing on the edge, holding the leg of an eagle. People below cheer for your success. They offered me freedom from you. Lexapro, Paxil, Luvox, Seraphim, all neatly packaged. I couldn't say goodbye. I'm just learning how to say hello. They came by my room today. Green uniforms, whispered voices, masked faces, fake concern. They were looking for you. They already had me. I know you don't know me.
Unmute yourselves. Give some love to Lynn Lane.
Damn, Lynn. Do it again.
Lynn, let's
Thank
go.
you.
Let's go.
Yeah, Lynn.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here.
Come on.
Wow.
Lynn Lane, this dude is all kinds of awesome. I know he's dealing with a lot in Texas, but like he is a photographer and artist. He's doing a beautiful job with his mom. I'm a mama's boy, so I'm all about that. Make sure you look this dude up, look up his poetry, his collective, and his photography. He is awesome. Lynn Lane. Next coming up, the urban cowboy poet. I am going to have to make sure that the urban cowboy poet and Chilo hang out so that Chilo can tell him all the stories about me and then he can write a legend for me. So there he is. Let me unmute him. The urban cowboy poet. You can find him on YouTube. Sir, let the people know they can find you and then let's hear a legend.
You can find me on Urban Cowboy Poetry on Facebook or YouTube. I don't have your theme tonight, so don't mute me. I'm going to do a legend. Surprise. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, though. Feliz cumpleaños. And I am a fan of words and hats and beards. I'm going to do Let's Get Mikey. A cereal company put three brothers on the TV screen and launched a tragic chain of events no one could have foreseen. It all started with this commercial. You try it. I don't want to try it. Let's get Mikey. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. That's how John and Jeremy happened to discover they could test all kinds of scary foods on their little brother. They devised a wicked scheme, these mischievous little elves. They try on Mikey all the stuff grown-ups keep for themselves. Most things Mikey didn't like. Cereal might be a fluke. He couldn't stand the taste of beer. Daddy's cigar made him puke. They fed him caviar, coffee, foie gras, rum, and stinky cheese. Only Mom's imported chocolate truffles seemed to please. So a sweet tooth was Mikey's thing. He'd rejected a dill pickle, but he enjoyed sweet sparkling wine and the way his bubbles tickle. So the boys revised their test. They'd get him to drink or eat brandied fruit or creme de menthe, anything was sweet. They'd hooked him on sweet cereal, but for them, that weren't enough. One day they introduced him to the harder stuff. Rock hard candy, the carbonated kind, the stuff that blows your stomach instead of your mind. He popped those Pop Rocks in his mouth and they popped him back. Pretty soon his entire head had sustained a fizz attack. He loved this new sensation. He was overcome with joy. His bros had found the perfect drug to hook this little boy. They'd heard a rumor about Pop Rocks, one they had to try. just like little Mikey, they were on a sugar high. Mikey, you know that you can trust us because we're older. Pop Rocks get a lot more fun when you drink a can of soda. More you eat, more fun you'll have, they told their little brother. He ate half a dozen bags of one, drank a 6-pack of the other. He hiccuped fast, his eyeballs rolled, he was bouncing around the room. He rumbled like a volcano. Then his tummy went kaboom. Their prank, much to their horror, had done a bang-up job. What used to be Mikey was now a pink and cola-colored blob. John and Jeremy started to cry. They were in a lot of trouble. They had caused poor little Mikey to overdose on bubbles. They missed their little brother, but what were they to do? They couldn't tell their parents he'd OD'd on CO2. They improvised a story. First one that was handy. Mike had gotten in a car with a man who gave him candy. Boys must live their whole lives with the consequence of their schemes. Each night, a bubbling, fizzing little Mikey haunts their dreams. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a nightmare it is. The whole family rues the day when they thought they'd try showbiz. Thank you.
Give it up for the urban cowboy poet.
Urban cowboy
Thank you.
poet does it again.
UCP strikes again. Dope.
Poor Mikey. Oh, the urban cowboy poet. He pulled a Gigi. He got up and performed. I loved it. The urban cowboy poet. You can find him on YouTube. Make sure you give him a follow. Shout out to Idia Younger. I say it right? Right? Yeah. A little better, yeah. Idia Younger. All right, I'm working on it. Umberto Marte checking us out. These dudes always here. Luciana down in Brazil checking us in. Hi, Luciana. It's good to see you. I appreciate those who don't sign up for the list, but they still come by to check everyone out and give love. I appreciate y'all very, very much. Umberto Marte. Did I just mention him or not? I don't know. He's always checking us out. And Timothy Belgrave as well. All right. There's a lot of people here. Portia Grace, too. I love her picture. Portia Grace, and every time she gets on her video, I pick on her, and she's really cool about it. Okay, Midnight is next. Where is Midnight? Where is the Mets fan Midnight? I saw him in the chat. I haven't seen his box. Where is he? Shout out to Nessa Va, too. Nessa, I started trying to host online open mics about like 6-7 years ago, and Nessa Va was one of the first people to check it out. Like, yeah, I listen. So I appreciate you very much, Nessa. Thank you. Where is Midnight here? I saw him before. Yes, no, maybe so. Nope, I don't see him. So, oh, I saw Norm Mathematics check in. What's up, Norm? Okay, I'll have to look for Midnight. Oh, he's here. They're saying he's here, but I don't see his video. Midnight. I don't see the video. I know I'm not bugged. All right, I'm gonna call to the next person, and then I'll look for Midnight and get him back. Unmesh Mohitkar. Unmesh is having breakfast right now because he is in India, and it's like 9 a.m. in the morning. Unmesh, thank you for getting up early. Let the people know where they can find you, and then get into it.
Hey, Advocate, happy birthday. You all can find me on Unmesh Mohitkar on Instagram and Facebook, and Mohitkar Unmesh on Twitter. So this one is for you. So friends, you'll have to say Ekdam Jhakas. Ekdam Jhakas means too good in Marathi. Ekdam Jhakas, okay? So whenever I say Ekdam, you say Jhakas, okay? He wears a hat. Ekdam Jhakas. His smile is like 1,000 lightnings shining brightly. Ekdam Jhakas. His poetry out of the world makes the world sing, dance, cry, and laugh. He is the god of seduction. Ekdam Jhakas. Every Monday, with his charm and talent, captures 35 people, 35 poets, imprisons them for 2.5 hours. Nobody complains. Lovely prison of poetry and love. Ekdam Jhakas. Man, a powerhouse which attracts talent like bees attracted to honey. With La Bruja, he is the leader of pandemic poets. Happy birthday to Advocate of Words. Ekdam Jhakas. So the second one. Sitting beside the river, looking at the water, the bridge, the grass, the steps leading to the river, felt like me flowing in unknown direction. Felt like I have seen and lived this feeling. The river flows in one direction, but life flows. But life flows in all directions and sometimes to nowhere. Just like the water in the dam, hopeless, directionless. River and life, different sides of the same coin. The rain makes river's ego swell, and then its wrath is bore by the villages, cities, animals drowning helplessly, humans looking at it haplessly. It takes away everything from everyone. Just like that, ego sometimes swallows us. We forget who we are. We become worse than animals. The tide changes, summer arrives, the same river which was showing off its water slowly starts to dry. Sand, sand everywhere. Ashamed water hides below the sand. The sun keeps on punishing the water. And then one day, once again, rain comes. The river slowly regains its mojo. In its splendor, it starts flowing again. Never measure yourself with what you have or have not. Always measure yourself with what you have learned and what you have taught others. What you have taught others. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And happy birthday, Advocate.
Unmute yourselves and give
Thank you.
Umesh Mohidkar, I appreciate you so much, Umesh. He doesn't have the style of like the foundation of the New York, but he has like the essence of it, right? He's got his own voice and his own rhythm, but like that intensity and that joy of saying every syllable. That's like the essence, the spirit of the New York, and we're finding it all over the world. I'm so happy we get to do this stuff. Unmesh Mohidkar, make sure you give this dude a follow, man. And he helps his father on the farm. I found out about that. Social media. Nick Paleologos is next. Also, make sure you guys are checking out our YouTube and Facebook page. I just went and checked the Facebook page. We're an hour in, and there's like 95 comments about the poems tonight. So afterwards, make sure you go check it out. Nick Paleologos, I'm loving this shirt. Let the people know where they can find you, and then get into it, brother.
You can find me online at The Real Nick P on IG. That's The Real Nick P, TheRealNickP. My first one, it's a little haiku I made about you. Superman? Batman? Nah, that's the Advocate, greatest superhero. So for the second one, whoever has the power, if you can unmute everyone, this one's a group participation piece. So whoever wants to like participate, go for it. If not, like, I don't hold it against you. So if you guys can do that for me, please, that'd be great.
All right, it's gonna get a little crazy, but I'm gonna do it. Anyone who wants to unmute themselves and be part of it, go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
All right, this second piece is called Oath. Repeat after me. I. Say your poetic name.
Advocate of words.
Pledge to uphold.
Pledge to uphold.
The poetic desire to create.
The poetic desire to create.
The poetic spirit to eliminate hate.
The poetic spirit to eliminate hate.
The poetic way to simile and alliterate.
The poetic way to alliterate.
I. Say your poetic name again.
Poetic way.
Pledge to write, whether it be free verse or rhyming.
Pledge to write, whether it be rhyming or rhyming.
To symbolize the stanza.
To symbolize the stanza.
To make my imagery as beautiful or as raunchy as it should be.
To make my imagery as beautiful or as raunchy as it should be.
To be as uncensored as I can be.
To be uncensored as I can be.
To have my diction be simple or difficult.
To have my diction be simple or difficult.
To ultimately strive to be the best advocate of words I can be.
To ultimately strive to be the best advocate of words I can be.
Thank you, everyone. That's that next
Thank
part.
you, everyone.
Everyone else unmute yourself. Give it up for Nick.
Or written anything down. You are an advocate of words. You are all what an advocate of words is to me. Continue on your journey. I know for a fact that you will be successful. End poem.
Nick,
That was dope.
Thank you, Nick.
That was dope.
Looking forward to
Fun.
success.
Yes.
Nick Paleologos called me a superhero, man. I love the flattery. I love it. Nick, make sure you also put your information into the chat. Always trying something new in here. I like when y'all trying something new, and I appreciate that. And welcome, everyone, to Nick Paleologos' cult. Whether you believe it or not, you just signed over your soul to him. That's what you do for repeat in his chant. You are now all members of the Nick Paleologos cult. Welcome. Okay, that was Nick Paleologos. Next coming up, oh, he's back. It's Midnight. I think Midnight is on the move. Are you on the move somewhere?
Yeah, haven't made it home yet. Mondays is a tough day, man. I'm a little
sorry to
swollen from the dentist, but it's all good.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. So tell me, Midnight, are we doing this haiku battle?
Yo, we
are the
doing it right
rules?
now, baby. I got 6 ready in the back pocket. What you got?
Yeah, I can do 6. I got 6. All right, so
Let's go. Let's go, my brother. Yo, wait, first, happy birthday. Much love to you, bro.
Thank you, brother. I
That's
appreciate it.
First and foremost.
All right, so we're gonna do 1 and 1. You do 1, then I do 1.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, cool. Just to set it up, let everyone know. Midnight and me are cool, just to let everyone know. And as some dudes who are in the sports, we are competitive as well. So every now and then we tease each other, we go back and forth. Of course, it's easy to tease him because he's a Mets fan. So he has been threatening with his haikus, and I'm like, I got haikus too, man, there's nothing. So we're gonna get into it. So go ahead, Midnight, what you got?
Advocate of words. Slam champ, but cannot spell this. HAIKU.
That's your first one? Okay, we going light and easy. Okay, we'll go light and easy. Let me choose a light and easy one. Okay. Just like New Year's Eve, Midnight is also well known for dropping the ball.
Oh, wow. Okay, it's your birthday. Afternoon baseball. Yanks lose. Word thinks to himself, should have watched the Mets.
What? Okay. Here we go. Everyone make sure that you're looking at his camera right now. Tears about to form. Metropolitans should feel guilty for wasting David Wright's career.
Ooh, I ain't feeling that. You ready? Hey, what? Hey, everybody watch Advocate's face right now. Words is a good host. Khan's lace stockings makes him weak. So does my haiku.
Oh, that was good. Okay. I like that one. All right, cool. No, I'm gonna save that for the end. Okay, here we go. You and your haikus. I get it. Midnight. Full knighthood eludes you like cake on the top shelf.
I'm gonna yawn first. I need to yawn first. Words and I battle. He sweats as more rounds remain. Cannot take this heat.
Nah, I can't. I'm Puerto Rican. I love the heat. Okay. Let's. True baseball fans know the word Metropolitans rhymes with gaslighting.
All right, all right, all right. Hold on. Words will claim New York, but he is not from Brooklyn. How unfortunate.
No, because I'm from the Bronx, man. I love
I'm
it. I'm
Brooklyn
from the
all day,
Bronx.
every day, baby.
All right, all right, all right. Now I'm gonna hit you with something. I'm gonna hit you with something. You ready? Now, I know that this is haiku battle, but this haiku is for everyone who hosts their own open mic. All right, this is a lesson. Time can make you lose half your audience, like we do after midnight.
Oh, oh, that's good, bro. That's good. That's good. You had 2 weeks of preparation. Who helped you? Come on. Wow. Okay, man.
You got one
Like an
more?
I got a bonus one just for you afterwards. Battle's over after this one, though. Like an old school song written all over your face. Words. Tell them I won.
No. Midnight. All right, I got one more. I got way more, but I'm gonna just throw one more in. Here it is. Here's a low blow. Metropolitans have used October to train for the pandemic. Yes, I said it. The Mets are always home. Go ahead, Midnight. You said you got one more bonus
It won't
one.
happen
Finish
this
it
year.
up.
Yo, advocate of words. Beyond host, friend, and father. Tip my hat to you.
Thank you, Midnight. That is Midnight. One more time, Midnight. Let the people know where they can follow you online, brother.
Most def, bro. Much love, bro.
Go ahead, tell them where can they follow you online.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Cool. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. That is Midnight. And yes, we went at each other, but yo, that is my dude. I got a lot of love for him, man. And yeah, I think it should be okay. Like, it's good to have two secure dudes, just going for each other's jugulars, but no, it's all fun at the end of the day. Make sure you check him out. And when you hear people talking about the Midnight Special, they're talking about him. They start with 3 haikus and then they get into their poems. Appreciate that dude, man. He on the move and checking this out. Love it. Sam Park is next. Where is Sam? I know I saw Sam before. I did see Sam before. Did Sam turn off her camera? Where is she? Sam Park. I think maybe she turned. Oh, no, I see her. I'm loving the purple background. There it is. Sam, our resident DJ. Let the people know where they can follow you, and then let's hear it.
What's up, y'all? Y'all can find me at Zaddy Beats. So that's at ZADDY _ beats on Instagram. I just put all the information on the chat because I can't speak today. Happy Born Day, advocates. Amazing. Mr. Words who advocates. Amazing. So today I've written a poem called Tribute to My Refuge. Happy Born Day, Mr. Words. Okay. When I fuse ink and insight, I enter a creative zen that calls me to be vulnerable every now and again. What a privilege it is to share my heart from beginning to end, celebrating generations of poetry as it glides through my pen. What I love most about it, though, is the history that invites me in to wade into fountains of psyche and restore the glow under my skin. I inherit the instinct to express vulnerability, enchantment, and sin. And for this, I am grateful to the legacies that have passed on and moved on within. I flow with this history at 8 p.m. on a Monday night Zoom, witnessing expression through a screen, zooming in, tuning in. My energy is warmed up and attuned to watch poems grow people like a watered crop blooms. Seeds of thought are planted so we can harvest its perfume, sharing essential lights beneath a lamppost in the gloom. Story after story, my heart fills with love in monsoons by taking part in honoring oral tradition and adorning it with rhythmic flume. There's a poet in particular that I would like to mention, Mr. Words, who advocates and inspires attention. Not only is he a king that commands attention, he is full of kindness and wisdom, and that is the real ascension. Thank you for holding space and being patient with the internet connection. I wish I had that patience, but you have it in collections. I hope this next rotation around the sun is filled with protection and abundance in spades. You are so revered for your expression. I do not take for granted the freedom and the grace to be able to bear my heart in the safest of space. There is an emphasis on acceptance here for all runners of the human race, and I give my words back with a Nuyorican poet's embrace. This is my offering to the angels of over the art, which I swoon, to the writers that are so brave to behold their daily doom. In this way, you all protect me from the negativity that looms and uplift my spirit every week, meeting gods in this chat room. Thank you.
Get God.
Thank you, Sam.
Beautiful.
Hey, Sam, way to drop
Thank
that,
you,
Sam.
man.
Dope,
Delightful,
dope,
Sam. Well
dope.
done.
Words,
Well done.
It also much
Sam Park, the talent is electric. I love it. I'm loving the poems I'm hearing today, and I love I love everything Sam had to say. But one thing in particular she said is about like how everyone here is welcome. We only care about one thing. Are you creatively speaking? That's it. I don't care about anything else. Are you creatively speaking, man? That is my theme. What are you doing with your words? That's what's going to define you here. And I love it. Thank you, Sam Park. Also, I think that's why we have the best open mic community. I know it's not a competition, but I think that's why we have the best open mic community, because we're open to everyone. Just be creative with your words. We have a bigger net. We're catching bigger people. I love it. I love it. I'm just loving it. Okay, next up. Scott Pleasance. Where is Scott? Let me get. And if you ever hear me say, "Great Scott," we have a pleasant gesture. That is because a poet who's on the open mic list has given up their spot for someone who has never rocked before. And that trend was started by this man, Mr. Scott Pleasance. Brothers, good to see you. Let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your poetry.
All right, fantastic. Appreciate it, man. And happy birthday to you. I was gonna say you can find me over on eBay selling my ticket because these things are going so fast, but we ain't make it there. We ain't make it there yet. So you can find me on IG at IamPoet33. Now, I got a little story for you. So I was 21 when I had my first child. It was a full 9-month pregnancy. The doctor visits, Dr. DeHart was his name, the delivery room, and before you knew it, I was a father. I gave that little baby my claim to fame, and on the birth certificate, I proudly filled in the blank where it said, father's name. At home, I would spend hours just staring at all 6 pounds, and as my baby grew, I would see those little eyes looking up at me, eyes that crave nurturing, guidance, and protection. But the funny thing is, I also yearn for that same attention. My hands somehow cradle the creation of life that was manifested through unabridged living and birth like a new day, a day that arises and rises with the natural ease of time that continues to reveal itself, without ever asking if it's okay. Now, every morning for over almost 6 months, I looked forward to sharing the awakening of my day. I would place my hand along the top edge of the bassinet that had been positioned on my side of the bed. I would gently put my finger in the fold of this tiny hand, and as always, was greeted with a familiar squeeze that reassured me of our inseparability. Now, one morning before the sun came up, as I have done so many times during these past few months, once again, I felt that little hand wrapped around my finger, as if we were sharing our life, and my arm became an umbilical cord of purity and protection, of connectivity and compassion. This morning, I would hear a sound that would be transformable to this young father, that would be a change agent to this young man. Now I know The theme is Advocate of Words with an S. And trust me, there's no limit to the things that many of us want to get off of our chest. And if you're still wondering how my poem relates, well, it's all about the power of words, capturing just a little bit of some of the things that you have heard. Adding impeccable impact to this incredible saga, I'll share with you the words that would melt this young father as my baby uttered her first words, and those words were Dada. Peace.
Unmute yourself.
Beautiful,
Give it up.
beautiful, lovely, lovely. Oh my God.
Such a super dope poem.
Happy
birthday, by the way, Advocate.
Dope, dope.
And you should.
Scott Pleasance, I myself am a father, so I'm a little partial to poems like that. And I know I've heard a lot of people talk about the squeezing of the finger. That wasn't the moment for me. The moment for me, I was sitting on the floor and I rolled the ball to my son. He was like an infant baby, and he caught it and then he rolled it back to me. And our first game of catch was rolling. And for me, that was like, because I saw it, like you see it on TV or people talk about that, and he did that, but that didn't spark. When we were pushing the ball back and forth to each other, that sparked it for me. And now my kid, he's killing it in Little League. All right, Propaganda Poet is next. Daddy's gonna get some free Yankee tickets to watch Midnight's Mets lose to the Yankees because my son's gonna be pitching. All right, Propaganda Poet, let the people know where they can find you online, then get into it, sir.
I just put the link in the chat, and that's where I didn't make it to the list last week. It sells out in a minute it sells out. So, but my last week's poem is on there if you want to check it out. Before I do this week's poem, I'm going to take a break for a while and let someone else have the space because you sold out in like a minute. So I'll let you know. So I'll take a break for a while. But before I do my poem, I want to advocate for a New Yo open mic Friendsgiving weekend extravaganza. I talked with Lynn Lane about it. He'll make pizza. Dude, we got to do this. Let's plan this now. We can travel by then. So without further ado, Advocate of Words, this goes out to each and every one of you who make my Monday nights the best night of the week. Man, fuck the riddling. You got skills. With the force of 10 wills, knowledge spills from you like a quasar of enlightenment until the truth goes supernova. But take care not to blaze in your own glory too long, or you may become prone to soul burn. As emotions turn just to go through the motions, I suddenly have the notion that I've been talking to myself. Again, spinning on my own axis like some perpetually preening planetoid who just happens to orbit close enough to my sun to keep us both barely alive. This struggle to survive eclipses the tides and erodes the moon, and suddenly I realize it is far too soon for me to be sharing this all with you. A beautiful celestial heavenly body that my comet just happens to be feeling through, but only you take me to those inner spaces of places that I care not to define, but with the right amount of wine and weed, we might just be able to tap into some basic needs and maybe even feed each other like two opposing black holes with a whole lot of space in between. And have you seen the great white whale or heard the banshee's wail, or have winds of strange just once again been reduced to yet another great white clearance sale? And will you hail Mary for me if you should actually be able to find herself? Because I just got to ask, why? Why? Why is the weight of the world on such a lonely girl hiding in your barn so no one can hear you scream, I scream, we all scream for ice cream? And these days that makes us all ADHD, but I wonder how much of a dose they would need to stop the chaotic cycles of the entire Milky Way from coloring outside the lines. And how many times do I have to tell the teacher that orange duck is yellow? I'm colorblind. But we just waste all our time just waiting in line, so we lose orientation to a far greater force of nature. So if you hate your current dosage, then pick up your pen and make it your friend and weave the magic words with me. Man, fuck the riddling. We got skills. You are all beautiful. Thank you so much for making my world a better place. I love you all.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Propaganda Poet.
Super dope, man.
Nice.
Propaganda Poet. You know, he looks like the type of dude you don't want to run into in a dark alley at night. But this dude is like with a lot of hug, like a lot of love. He'd give you a bear hug. Like he'd be charging you in a dark alley. Be like, oh no, I shouldn't have walked down the street. My mother told me better. And they'd end up in a bear hug. Be like, I love you, dude. Propaganda Poet. Shout out to Poet Khan who just came. Khan, I don't know if you know, but earlier your name was mentioned, and Midnight tried to talk bad about me because I am a sucker for your fishnets. But I'm not mad about it. You know what you're doing. I'm not mad about it. Poet Khan, y'all don't know who she is. You can check it out. She is an awesome poet. And she understands showmanship and performance. Love it. Poetic Desire is next. Where's Poetic Desire? I saw her. There she is. Let me unmute Poetic Desire. I'm loving her background. She's always got like these nice, like adoring backgrounds. Love it. Poetic Desire. Let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear that sweet poetry.
Thank you. Facebook, Instagram, Poetic Desire, 6-word memoirs. I'm Poetic Pisces. Happy birthday, Advocate. Such a wonderful night so far. So I hope you like what I've got. Old piece, new piece. So let's go into it right now. Reluctant Rhymers. The page is my stage. The pen, my talisman, influencing a feeling through any plight I write. In quiet silence, immersed in verse, my thoughts uncaught begin to flow its poetic expo. Uninhibited, I've crafted a world unfurled. Within my mind, views on mankind, revealing truths from eyes of a poetic sleuth. Flowing freely, silently onto the page, my stage, my words never travel backwards, never tongue-tied with my poetic reply. But should my stage come off its page to flow into winds of spoken poetic jargon, find my words coming from lips so numbing of a reluctant rhymer who only appears a first timer. Right? And so the piece written, inspired by your theme, is actually called Advocate of Words. Why not? Here we go. An advocate of the heart, an advocate of desires, an advocate of the mind, an advocate of conjectures, an advocate of wants, an advocate of needs, an advocate of experiences, an advocate of journeys. This advocate I speak of encompasses all this and more. This advocate expresses through poetic devices explored. This advocate communicates words you can't speak. This advocate's a wordsmith, carefully crafting what your voice seeks. I can more easily put into words what you cannot, words detailing representation of every style of thought. Request this of me if this is what you require, making what is spoken, read, or heard appear more poetically inspired. I can market what you sell, shining spotlight on advertised deals. I can make demands or tough points sound more tolerable, less piercing when revealed. Lightening the blow, worded defenses become more receptive, spinning confusion and illusions, holding you captive to my abstractives. Loving sentiments easily slip off my worded tongue, salivating on lusciously tasted, seductive whimsicality sung. Finding pleasure in knowing there's no stupidity, in seeking out to explore suggestive notions of cupidity. Scheming wordplays, foreplay, steamy sheets wrapping speech, uttering proverbial verbiage, always within this advocate's reach. Setting these pages on fire, setting your ears burning and yearning. Your eyes can't believe what they witness, forms of language which keep you learning. Seek me out, an advocate of words, if freedom of expression eludes you like passwords. For I can unlock what rests securely in your hidden thoughts or heartfelt feelings. I can reset emotions and trains of thoughts, pulling back each of your layered concealings. I can't help it comes naturally, this constant knack for words, knocking down barriers through I, the wordsmith wizard, casting my spell to entrance you through wordplay, grabbing your attention, hypnotized by what I've got to say. Thank you.
Give it up for Poetic Desire.
Oh,
Love
poetic.
it.
Let's go.
Love
Always
it.
bringing that heat.
Yes.
I'm loving the energy tonight. Thank you, Poetic Desire. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram. And when you spell poetic, it's with a K, Poetic Desire. Loving it. Having a sweet background and sweet poems. Loving it. Next coming up is Marissa Prada with the cat ears and her cut out heart. She just be giving out her heart all the time to y'all.
Happy
poets.
birthday,
Thank you, thank you. Marissa, let the people know where they can find you. Then let's hear some poetry.
So I author Poetry 505 on Facebook. You can also find me, Marissa Prada, on Facebook, and I co-author The Word Is Right, WRITE, as well on Facebook. And then the publishing house I just launched is Red or Green Books, Red, READ. So come find me. I'll pop it all in the chat when I'm done. I was going to write you a poem, Advocate, but I knew what that might do, and I couldn't do that to you. So I let everyone else do the dirty work tonight. I am advocating for erotica tonight. And so this is a very special poem. This is all brand new shit. And no, this is not about you, Advocate. Sorry, but happy birthday anyway, right? We still love you. Say yes to the let, where some may see only scribbles and circles. You read music on my body.
I totally didn't freeze her or mute her, even though she still wasn't doing the
Cadence
poem.
concerto of come, synchronized symphony of swimming in each other's sound. No, can you hear me still?
Now I hear you. Now I hear you. Your screen froze though.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Marissa?
Well, that's okay, as long as you can hear me. That's, you know, as long as I'm not a wonky, weird person. Okay, I mean, I can even.
Okay, I think she left. I think she's having some trouble with her internet, I believe. Yeah, I don't have her on my screen. Okay, when she comes back, when she comes back, I'll go back to her. Mr. Speaker is next. And Mr. Speaker is not only an awesome poet, but he brought Marissa. And if Marissa's internet wasn't acting up, you'd see how awesome a poet she is. But now we're going to hear Mr. Speaker. Brother, it's good to see you. Please let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your work.
You can find me on social media, James Mr. Speaker Series, or right here at the New York on a regular. So let's go. Why I advocate. I have got to be an advocate of words because you may have missed them. And then I speak them out because I hope you will listen. I write because you need to hear the truth. I recite in order to give you proof. I promote poetry because just about every song you ever heard started out as a thought and then became spoken word. I write for freedom, to provide vision, to educate, and to tell the truth. I advocate to enlighten, brighten your day, and inspire the youth. If you want to hide something from a Black man, just write it down. I encourage reading, but it's the ugly truth, no matter how bad it sounds. See, Black men, we have learning all wrong. You cannot get all your education through rap music and sex songs. I support this art because we all need to broaden our awareness and knowledge. I spit to teach because some did not attend college. You need someone to tell you how life is, and I'm your volunteer, conducting mental surgery with no antiseptic through your open ears. If you want to hide something from a Black man, just put it in a book. See, because I was told that's the last place he's going to look. I know songs served as our primary educational tool for Blacks back in time, but this is a new day. Things have changed. Grow up, read a book, and expand your mind. See, reading and writing were beat out of us and incorrect information put in, because reading and writing, well, they were perfected back with the Egyptians. That's right. Study, research, and you will see most of Europe and Asia learned at those early Africans' knees. Then European invaders came to Africa on ships and boats, and they stole most of the things those Africans wrote. If you want to hide something from a white man, start talking about race, because sometimes pride keeps him from hearing you, even if you're speaking directly to his face. Prevent the Black man's education was the law in his early community. And now, after 400 years of slavery, people get upset after only 50 years of equal opportunity? One more group has a story to tell. If you want to hide something from a woman, place it right next to a shoe sale. Well, I write for my own liberation and to continue to improve my communication. I'm an advocate of knowledge because there is so much incorrect education. See, I actually learned more after my graduation. I back poetry because there are just so many things you need to know. Like my man Infinity says, let's grow. Let's grow wiser together and educate each other. I speak once I've researched and new things I've discovered, like the history of spoken word, the story of Black Wall Street, and because some people are just not readers. Or to tell you about the first cowboy Buffalo Soldiers, are to give you the heart of a combat leader. I push poetry because God gave me the gift of spoken word and then sent me to college for education so more of you I could serve. I do not need to see my name up in lights, but baby, every so often I long to spit at an open mic. I write because this is what God has commissioned me to do. I advocate because it's the best way for me to show my heart to you. Read a book. I'm begging you. Do like Malcolm X did while he was doing time. See, he educated his head and it actually freed his behind. In peace.
Yo, mute yourself, Kim.
Mr. Speaker, that's how you do. That's how you do that shit. That's how you do it.
Mr. Speaker, if we were to ever to go to war, we would be following that man into the trenches. I say it all the time. He speaks with no fear, Mr. Speaker. You need to go look him up, James Sears, Mr. Speaker. Brother, thank you so much, man. I always appreciate having your voice, being part of this community, Mr. Speaker. Okay, Marissa, I saw it was in the chat. Let's see, I'm gonna unmute her again. The poetry gods are mad. She's trying to share a sex poem and say it's not about me.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Because I can't hear anything yet.
We hear you. Can you hear me? I hear you.
My connection is still unstable, but give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and I'll just go. Okay, good. Let's just go right into this. It was too hot to handle the first time around, and that's okay with me. All right, here we go. Brand new shit and advocating for erotic poetry. Here we go. Say yes to the let. Where some may see only scribbles and circles, you read music on my body. Beat my drum that beats to a different need, a female heat, hat trick dick of destiny. Make me come crying till I run dry, this cadenced concerto of come, synchronized symphony of swimming in each other's sounds. Lapping of licking and swallowing, balls to the wall. Cymbals collide, spewing sounds of resilience before silence finds us. Be the conductor of my clitoris, stick in hand, demand the volume be soft, then loud, timing with the stroke of your cock in my hand, in my mouth, as your climax fills me. Your mouth moves between my pussy and my ass. Fingers unforgivingly demand my release again. As if that's even possible. All is now possible in your serenade surround sound. Conduct our kismet jizz with jazz hands. Rewind all the times I did this without you. Such a fool I was. My body, the instrument, never played properly. Never known the blown moan of chorus cries until this night. Where have you been my entire life? Morning breaks over our weary bodies from another wicked night wrapped in royalty and saturated sheets. Pussy primed by rhymes of your name from the lips of my screaming nipples. I want your song. Our song, the only song that scorches the sanctity of sanity in the moments that follow my surrender to your rule. My king, my creator, my needful thing I am a fiend for. Forever demanding your love in my chest and fuck in my pussy. Dirty, forbidden, nasty nightmares could never dare glare at the glimmer glitter of cum down my leg, at the coming when you call, on call. Consume me, yes, but savor every second stolen from God because you must. My depth is Weber deep, and you'll need more than manhood to handle me. You'll need to be human. This pussy is yours, so fuck me the way I feel you in my bed, in my car, in my shower, on the couch, cooking dinner, in church, reading poetry. Fuck me the way you want me, because I need you back. Back-to-back battles, the morning light, the sight of you, smell of you. Feel your body soak up mine like a washcloth in a bubble bath of breasts and body forgotten. To splash and play again. To find the rhythm and rhyme, not nickel and dime the days between us. I said, come for me, fuck me, then come for me, with me, fucking man. I want to fuck my king.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Marissa Prada.
Krista, that was so dope.
God.
Oh, okay. It's like that.
9 months from now, there are going to be a few new babies in the world. They're going to be named Marissa. That was Marissa Prada. Make sure you look her up on Facebook. She's involved in a lot of things. She's not just an awesome poet. She does a bunch of things herself. So make sure that you go and check her out. A few people on here actually do more than just poetry or just come to open mics. They host open mics. They do their own podcast. They do their own type of stuff. So if you are ever feeling lonely and blue on a Monday and Thursday because Advocate of Words and La Bruja's not here, there are people in this community that are doing their own thing. Make sure that you give them a follow. Marissa Prada is one. I don't know if we're going to hear her tonight, but Trisha is an awesome poet, and she does more than just sharing her work. She is an advocate of words in herself, as is Marissa Prada. So wanted to make sure that I shouted her out. Okay, next coming up is Michael Sindler. We haven't heard from Michael in a while. Let me unmute him. At least we haven't heard from him on Mondays. He is at everyone's open mic, killing it. Michael, it's good to see you today, sir. Make sure, can you hear me?
I can.
Cool. Let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your work.
Okay, I tell you, it is great to be back here, and it has been like a couple of months. And it's like, it's such a thing to be able to get on the list. However, as much as I love it, it's gone so fast that somebody who I really know that you would love to hear from didn't get on the list. So I'd like to give my spot to Catherine.
Oh, great, Scott. It's a pleasant gesture. Okay, who am I giving it to? Because there's a couple of Catherines here.
Catherine.
Who?
Your great love.
Catherine Badan. Gotcha. Thank you, Michael. Let me mute Mike and unmute Catherine Badan, who was on our waiting list, but has now gotten bumped up. Hey, wait a second here, Michael. Are you playing matchmaker here, or are you trying to move in on my lady with that gesture? I gotta watch.
Well, I don't know if I can accept that. He should be able, he can have my slot, right? Because we'll get there.
If we get to the waiting list, then yeah.
Oh, this is taking me by surprise. Okay, yeah, he better not. Well, I can handle more than one. But anyways, I was saying, this night is all about you, Eric. And I gotta say that Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Marilyn and I want to say to you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eric. Happy birthday to you. And I'm so glad, I can't do that because I'm not wearing a bra tonight. I'm so glad that no one else went the route of high school as I did. advocate of words. A is for amazing, for that he truly is, as each Monday night he leads us in spoken word. D is for delightful. That's Eric to a T, with charm and wit. Oh my God, he's absolutely insightful. V is for vivacious, which one cannot deny. His exuberance definitely always makes me smile. O is for Olympian. His raps are super fine. Plus, he keeps all of us poets in line. C is for, well, cute. Yeah, I think we can agree on that. He's got a certain style. And wow, check out his groovy hat. A is for astounding. Really, how does he play so cool? Because even when things go awry, he never is the fool. T is for terrific. A better host you'll never find. He makes us all feel special and has a twinkle in his eye. E is for engaging, endearing, energized. Eric is a triple threat, personable and sublime. Of words, that's just a tag, for he's so much more than that. He's all about art and poetry. Some would even say he's fat. Put it all together, you got advocate of words, the only drag we don't get to hear enough of his amazing works. Happy birthday, Eric. We love you.
Thank you so much, Catherine Badana. Mute yourself and give it up for her.
Oh, Catherine, beautiful. Super dope.
So good, Catherine.
Super dope.
29, right?
Happy birthday, Catherine. That was everything and fuck up. Sorry.
And she sang for me. Ooh, I loved it. Thank you, Catherine Badan. Make sure you go look her up, CatherineBadan.com. When you spell her name, it's Badin. Catherine Badan. Thank you to Michael Cinder, who we haven't heard from in months, and he gave that up for someone. That is the beauty of this community. We keep looking out for each other. We all want to be heard, but we're looking out for each other. And that's something that Catherine mentioned. I don't share my poetry on this open mic because we have a finite amount of time and I don't want to take up time. I want to hear other people's stuff. So that means when I do features, y'all better come watch me. Okay, next up, Elizabeth Strauss. Thank you, Catherine. Where is my beanie sibling? There we go. We need to get some Nuyorican beanies. I'm going to hit up Jason to make that happen. And everyone's going to have to buy it except for Elizabeth. I mean, Deadpan Lizzie, her new name. Go ahead. The floor is, oh, let us know where we can find you and then get into it.
Happy solar return. I love a Pisces. You can find me at ES_Strauss and Broadway Broker _NY on Instagram, and I'll drop it in the chat. This is new shit. It's called Out and Proud. My sexuality was not the only thing that kept me in the closet for 24 years. I did not officially say out loud I am queer and I am here until then, but I certainly acted on it until I got called out. On a cold winter's night, an ally said to me over $2 ciders, "If you act on it, you should not be afraid to live in it." And from then on, I did just that. I said my sexuality was not the only thing I kept closeted for almost a quarter of a century. I am a wordsmith. I always have been. But until a cool autumn day, I would not let myself realize it. Called out by the same sign who made me realize my queerness, and then many years later, my lesbianness. Our opposites tend to do that. Penning short stories, rehearsal reports, and plays, but I would not let myself advocate for my words and creativity. Clinging to the title stage management, my opposite reminding me stage managers are wordsmiths. Finding my voice on another cold winter's day, letting my confidence shine through 70 pages of dialogue, embracing the title playwright, advocating for my play, my ideas, and most importantly, myself. 6 years later, I cannot imagine living in a world where I'm not a playwright, essayist, and my favorite beanie I wear, poet. If you act on it, you should not be afraid to live in it, and I do just that. Out, proud, and deadpan loud. And one last thing to recite before we eventually say goodnight. Happy solar return to my beanie-wearing soul brother, a true advocate of words. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Deadpan
Oh, yeah.
Lindsay.
Wonderful. Great poem.
Deadpan back to life.
Deadpan Lizzie. And I guess she got her name because that's what I used to say. I've always say about her. It's like she's got like this deadpan flow to it, but her words have so much life, so much. And I love the poem too, because like she talk about like how, keeping something hidden and not really living it and being about it. Words give life. I love the poem Deadpan Lizzie. She's also a realtor. Make sure you check her out on Facebook, Elizabeth Strauss. Look her up. Awesome. I'm sorry not wearing my beanie today because I'm trying to look a little more presentable today, whatever. But I'm gonna have my beanie next week. Mr. Tessa Somok, I saw him. There he is. Let me get him on. Professor Tessa Somok, as La Bruja likes to call him. Let him know where we can find you online.
All right. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
All right. So you got me on the screen with the drawing on the back, right? Cool. I'm having severe internet problems, so let's pray. So this piece is definitely, it's going to be challenging, advocate. So pay close attention. The visit. Alma Maria Rico daba los gustos came into the room. She had her luggage ready, and a mí me la van a pelar dreaded the trip to Tepic, Coloyo, Mexico. Aquiles Aprieto was good friends with Amin Me La Van a Pelar. He had just arrived from Dallas, leaving it all Colorado. We headed to the airport. The flight attendant, no estés chingando, had assigned flight seats. Our team headed to terminal Huelefior to Aniston. We were greeted at the gate by Miss Genitales. We had lovely flight service by Tunacha Tesuda. We boarded the train at Chapultepec, arrived several hours later at Chupamistepec at the delegation of Tepic El Hoyo, and we wanted to head to the crater of Pico de Orizaba. Our host greeted us in Pinatitlan near La Quinta Pata del Burro and Lomas Turbas. Our hotel was called Envergaduro. We were hungry and stopped at La Riata del Charro. The menu included morning starters like batida de plátano con huevos, a lovely banana shake, crunchy tortillas with eggs called pellizcadas de huevos, with a lovely spread of embarrada de chile. Lunch and dinner starters with an extensive cheese options, queso vas, queso plastes, queso badotas. For lunch, there was a lovely thin meat called mi largueza con remamadas de pitomate y guacamote. There was also a lovely lamb stew by the name of cabecitas de vergacoa en su jugo. There were some lovely pork sausages called relleno de tripas. There were several dinner desserts derived from bananas, plátano de ometusco, plátano metepec, a fragrant anise dessert, dulce de anís con pasas. Finally, a zesty lemon cucumber custard, pepino y zumo de limón. A tuber specialty of the area, chupetón de camote, a delicious anise ice schubert, raspado de anís, raspado de angina. We had no cash, but they accepted Masticar, American Express, y Viesa. We headed back to Envergaduro in an Ubergon.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Mr. Tessa
Yes.
Somok.
Original version.
Dope.
Great, man. Version.
Open it
Who
there.
invented Uber?
Mr. Tessa Somok. I know La Bruja likes to call him the professor, but I like to call him the bard, right? Because like a bard is supposed to be a poet that keeps history and tells stories, and there's supposed to be lessons in there, all this stuff. And like it's all, and I always think like, how are you a bard in a room full of poets? That's my thing with him. Mr. Tessa Somok, a mainstay here in the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Make sure that you give him a follow, look him up. Next coming up, I have Elemental. He's only been with us for a couple of months, but the energy and love he gives to us, it's like he's been here from the beginning. Elemental brother, it's good to see you as always. Let the people know where they can find you, and then let's hear your work.
Yo, happy birthday to my brother Advocate. You can find me at IG at Elemental the Poet. So check it out. I have one haiku real quick. This cat is indeed a real advocate of words. That's why we love him. So check it out. Here comes my pleasant gesture. I am going to concede my time to you, advocate. I want to hear you, brother. That's my present, brother. I want to hear your poem. I want to hear you spit. So my time is yours, man.
What? Oh, shoot, I'm not even ready. Damn, I'm not even ready. Like, all right, I could do an old poem.
Hey, I wrote to the theme, but I'd much rather hear you rip. Come on, man. Let's go, poet. Let's go.
All right. Oh man, like you caught me way off guard right there. Great Scott, we have a pleasant gesture. For the first time ever, we have an open micer giving up their spot for me to perform. Okay, so I really, okay, I could do an old poem. The one from the movie, Gwency hit me up, the one from the movie. Okay, yeah, all right, I could do that. The movie I was in. It was a short poem. It was about the New Yorkers. So here we go. I am a grandson of the first of the Neo-Ricanos, direct descendants of Uncle Sam's draft picks of Latinos by way of Spanish assimilation of the Latinos, whose prior culture was influenced by both African and Asian traders. Primo, my people, hold on, damn it. I haven't done this poem in a while, man. Catch me off guard. Hold on. Primo, I am both deceitful pillager and peaceful villager. I'm the Eurocentric immune system surviving the cold, Arawak beauty that was enslaved and sold. I am deadly arrow, belly of the beast with the smallpox cure. My people's blood is so mixed, but our soul is just so pure. Now I live in the Bronx at the top of the metropolitan grid, swinging from coconut palms to city light post as a kid. So when you checking for words, cousin, know who you seeking. I am and always have been a New Yorican. Shout out to Elemental, brother. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Always dope. Happy birthday, man.
You do it on your birthday, baby.
Thank y'all for that, man. I did not see that coming. I was so caught off guard. I've been doing open mics for a minute, and I haven't been caught off guard in years. That's what's like, what poetry? Okay. Elemental, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Next coming up, last on our guaranteed list, Diane Ward. I saw Diane earlier, and now I lost her. She wasn't here earlier. Where is Diane Ward? I see people pointing. Does that mean she turned it on? No, yes, no. I don't see Diane. I know she was coming in and out. Okay, I don't see her right here. Okay, so let us move forward, and then if I see Diane, we could come back to her. Bruja, you ready? You ready? Okay. We got a special treat here, talking about like special treats right now. Oh, and she just typed it in, ready. La Bruja has been inspired to jump in on the fun. So, La Bruja, let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear that fire.
Well, you can follow me at La Bruja NYC. You should be following me, damn it. But if you're not, follow and see what's good in Brewville. But I wrote this tonight, just now. I wanted to redeem myself. I came in early. I had to sober up. I ate some cereal, I'm being honest. Mondays, I'm off on Monday, shit. I came to celebrate my dude right here. So this is a brand new poem and 3 haikus. It was a place called Jake's in Spanish Harlem, a saloon on Lexington Ave and 103rd. I was hosting open mics every Wednesday night, and there was this poet signing up named Advocate of Words. With this great comedic timing and high level energy rhyming, each time he was on stage, he reminded me of the grades. Almost 20 years later, and he could never be replaced. my advocate of screams, my acronym of dreams, my unravel at the seams, my more than what it seems, my brother in the word, poetry and comedy. Such a sharp fella, directed and acted my arroz con habichuela. In a diaper, no less. Chilo made an appearance, simply Rob too. We hit the lechon con una chancleta, all the magic made from el grito de poetas. Words could not express how I advocate for you. We've done so much and still there's so much more to do. Advocate, I love you. I hope we're still doing this when we're 102.
I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, okay, you got a haiku now?
Yeah, I got 3 little haikus and I'm out the door.
All right, go ahead.
I haven't written a haiku in a long time. Anyway, here we go. Words on stage that advocate for living beyond writing on a page. Number 2, because you exist in the world that is this, my spirit is lifted. And finally, king and queen of the New Eurekan prom open mic poetry night. Ooh, ooh.
I knew you said
Yes.
give it up for that.
He said, yes. Yes. What a night. I love it.
Yeah.
La Bruja, she hosts our Thursday night online open mic, our first online open mic. And she did so well, they had to have a second night for a spillover. That's what the Monday night online open mic is. I love it. I love it. The king and queen of the online open mic prom. I love it. I love it. I'll mute La Bruja one more time.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. The king and queen. I love it. I love it. And we're going to dance just like that.
Like this, just like this, just like this. Yes, yes.
Awesome, Bruja. Thank you so much. I love you, and I understand the feeling because on Thursdays I'm off, and that's why I have my camera off because I am festive, as I like to say. So thank you for getting festive with us. Thank you, sis. I love you. That is La Bruja. She is an actress, a host, a writer, poet, a singer, a rapper, comedian. Like she a model. She modeled for Levi's, man. Like she is about it. Make sure you go check her out. And she's learning how to edit her own videos and get into all this. This is a dangerous woman. Beware. Born and raised in the Bronx. Love her. La Bruja. Okay, let us get into our waiting list. And we are first going with Assam Zane. Let me unmute Assam. There he is. Good to see you, brother. Let the people know.
What's going on, brother?
Let the people know where we can find you online and then get into it, man. Floor is yours.
All right. AssamZane.com. And happy birthday, Advocate. I hope you feel special, man. You are special. I have 2 short ones. This first one, the title was partly inspired by a poem that Catherine Sweeney did called this is a poem about a bridge. So this poem is called I Name Your Body. This is not a poem about an olive tree. Hour of my exoneration, rebounding myth, sequence of senses that antler, tusk, and bone, blood and milk, almanac of unnamed moons, remnant sound of the sentient ocean, vital surrounding billow, reconciled city, near threatened birds of the plain, headwater to mouth, the Nauset light, the darkest verb, the word for land, what I swallow when you say swallow. And this last poem is called Dialogue, and it has a little bit of a reference to some of the customs of the San people of the Kalahari dialogue. Start with an animal, but not a bird, a buffalo, and exterminate it. Think not a bird. Think policy or practice. I met the new neighbor. He was hauling bags of grub killer. The crows have been tearing up the lawn. In his words, this is an act of spiritual reciprocity. Think hawk, and by that alone, we have animated the land. The San tip their arrows with sun-dried grub guts, let fly like birds arrows toward a kind exhaustion. The first kill is transcribed in the skin. The father slits the son's side with bird bone, rubs meat and fat into the wound, scars the body, right side for buck, left side for doe. Every bird has a name. The least articulate default to color and body, white-browed, yellow-billed, gray-backed. Some birds impale their prey on thorns. Some people feel the more appropriate word is unhoused. You remind me of the swallows that return each year to the same mission. This has become our cosmology. Promise you'll leave me behind when it's time. Unburden. Surround my body with thorn scrub. Light a fire at my feet. Let me listen to the distance. Birds, and just beyond them, more birds. Thanks, everybody.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for
Wow.
Samson.
Oh my
Hey.
God.
Damn it.
Welcome
Back, man. That was awesome.
man, as always.
On your read.
Yes, poet. Yes, Sam Zane. I keep saying his poetry needs to be read, man. You know, and the way he performs, very deliberate and secure with his stuff. And especially like when I'm such an adamant host, I love the fact that you guys stick to your own voice and you're not like trying to mimic the host. I see that happen on other open mics. And I love the fact that everyone's like nurturing their own voice, and Assam does that. I love it. AssamZane.com. Make sure you go check him out. Give him a follow. Shout out to Tara Lee, who's here. Alicia, who's checking in. Sayaka from Tokyo. Shout out to you. RC Howard, loving your picture. Andrew Meisen is here. He's not even on the list tonight, but he's checking this out. Props to you, brother. Thank you for checking in. Catherine Sweeney is here as well. Cutting class to hang out with us. Props to her. Jeremy Simo is here. I saw he wasn't able to get on the list. I saw on Facebook. Sorry, brother, but I'm so happy that you came here to hang out with us. I got Paul Skiff here, who's on the waiting list. He is a New York OG. So, and Gwen C, thank you for the birthday shout outs. I've been getting your messages. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate the love. Tonight has been great so far. So let us keep moving forward. As next on the waiting list, I have Catherine Badan. Catherine's going to go again. No, I'm joking. Michael Sindler. I think Michael left. He was like, no, I'm determined to give up my spot for someone else. I'm not doing it. Okay, so shout out to Michael. I was going to get you. We can't, but that's okay. We got more people on the waiting list, like Mary Blenderman. Mary Blenderman is my 2021 Valentine's. That's it. And she said it in the chat. That's it for 2021, my Valentine's. Okay, Mary, let the people know where they can find you, and then the floor is yours.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and happy birthday, Advocate. It's so amazing to just see all the love that people have for this community that's been shared tonight. I've just really been enjoying it, and I'm so happy to get to join in. I sneaked in on the waiting list. You can just find me back here on the New Eurekan, so keep coming back. And before I read, I'll ask you to join me in taking, wherever you are, one deep breath in and out. This is called Why We Do This. For anyone who has abandoned the trail of a sentence, knowing no one is following your footprints, we're listening. The world has a million ways to tell you your honesty is unwanted. We're listening. I know the teachers who chastised you for doodling rhymes next to your English notes. I know the friends who nodded uncomfortably when you told them you write poems. I know the parents who asked if you were gay and were too relieved to realize you were lying. For anyone who is done lying, we're listening. I used to be a ghost haunting the stage, hovering by the bar, hunched over a blank page, when the grizzled biker dude smoking outside told me, "Hey, I saw you scribbling. I can't wait to hear you read." I did not believe him. He handed me his name, Chance, like a life preserver. Stage fright is the fear of believing in the worthiness of your words, the fear of being applauded no matter what you say. Get up there. We're listening. This is how we realize each other. You know what I mean when I say realize? To make each other real? Postscript. I have often thought that advertisements for open mics should announce in large letters, free listeners. God knows how many voices are waiting for a sign like that.
What a way to end it! Oh,
Mary!
so
That was,
Mary,
yes.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Equals
That was
every time.
awesome.
You make me cry, Mary Blenderman. You make me cry.
Mary Blenderman from Pittsburgh is a mainstay here in the Monday night online open mic. I'm so happy that Mary's part of the community. And Mary doesn't do social media. That's how she missed the very nice long essay that Vale Larkin wrote about her on Facebook last week. Mary Blenderman, make sure you come back and check her out next Monday. Hopefully she gets on the list. She is awesome. Mary Blenderman, love it. Okay, next coming up is Alana Castlin. Also, shout out to Boeta Gu. He is on the waiting list as well. I don't know if we're gonna get to him. He is out in Japan. He makes like these animated poetry videos. They're awesome. Look him up on YouTube. Boeta Gu, Poeta Q. So, with that being said, Alana Castlin, she made it.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. I'm not a singer, but I had to do that.
Nah, you good. That was great. You have some pipes on you. Okay, so let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear some of your poetry.
YouTube, Just Words. Instagram, Just Words. And I'm going to put everything in the chat as well. And I don't know if Mary's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Is she from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I live in Georgia, but that's my hometown. So I was like, who's from Pittsburgh? Ah. Anyway, hello Pittsburgher. And that was awesome. This poem I'm going to do is called Just Words, which is totally connected to the theme. I try to stay on theme. I don't know. I'm just like, try to force myself because I like the idea of having a theme. I think that's awesome. So this is Just Words. It's the namesake for my poetry CD. And it's just the reason why I do this anyway. You know, it's one of my passions. So the power of words can bring people closer together. They can split people forever. Words can move you to your feet from out your seat. They can be the root of your defeat. Just words can boost the esteem of a growing child, can make them strong and proud. Words can lose you. confuse you, even bruise you. But words can heal you. Words can set you free. They can condemn you to die. Be weapons when you lie. Limited if you're shy. They can make nothing spoken before matter anymore. Words of gratitude could change your whole attitude. Just words can turn your whole life around, can leave your spirit on the ground, can get you crying. But words can send your spirit flying. Words can capture our dreams on the many books on shelves. But the ones that impact the most are the words we tell ourselves. Just words. That's it. Thank you for listening.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for
That
Alana
was so
Castle.
profound and beautiful.
I know.
Um,
Bring that shit.
Life and death.
So good.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Thank you.
I loved it. Just words. Just words. I loved it. I loved it. Alana Castle and Alana, put your info into the chat. Thank you so much. Also, I was checking on Facebook. Someone else is from Pittsburgh and they shouted out Pittsburgh. There are over 215 comments on the video so far. A lot of people are saying a lot of nice things about our poets. Make sure that you guys go back and check that out so that, you know, especially people like, I like your poem and they didn't follow, you can hit them up, be like, I'm right here. Remember me? You said you like my poem, I'm right here. So real quick, I want to shout out some more people who are here because I saw some new people too. I mentioned Darkman Blues. Shout out to Darkman Blues for coming in and checking us out. And I think the other people wanted me, Gwen C. I mentioned Gwen C. Want to make sure that I give everyone a mention. Yeah, I think I did. Oh, okay, so I did my job. That means we can go to the next poet. And the next poet I have is Max C, who's not here. And it was supposed to be also Gwen C, but Gwen said, nope, I'm gonna give up my spot for someone else. And that spot goes to Thomas Connor. So let me unmute Thomas Connor. Love having this dude on too. So make sure that, let the people know where they can find you online, Thomas, and then get into it.
What's up, y'all? I'm on Facebook, Thomas Connor, my full name. That's it. All right, so so I had to write this quickly because I forgot that you had you had a theme. So I kind of wrote this, I am the word. I push for the solidarity of nouns and verbs, birthing worlds through sacred words. For in the beginning, it was the word that lit the earth, birthing revolution to crush putrid institutions, lighting the future to a better tomorrow, advocating change through power of words. The word incites to preach or write, dance or fight. If shit gets ill, homie, advocate the words. Son, let's take the flight. So whatever you do, advocate yourself to always do the damn thing right. I advocate to keep doing this damn thing all night. Peace.
I couldn't unmute myself.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Give it up for Thomas Connor.
Great.
All night.
Style.
Thank you.
That was great, Thomas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You always have such nice poems.
Thank you. Thank you.
Powerful words.
Thomas Connor, I couldn't unmute myself for some reason. Sorry about that. Thomas Connor, love it, love it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all. Tonight has been fantastic. I'm enjoying the work. I've got 3 people on the waiting list and we got 5 minutes left. So that means we're going to go into overtime so I can get to all of them. Paul Skiff, Howaraku, Trisha De Jesus, you are the next 3. So let us go to the OG who has more claim to this open mic than I do, and that is Paul Skiff. Paul, brother, it's good to see you. Please let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your work. Oh, wait. trying to, there we go.
Got my sound coming through?
Yep,
Yeah, okay,
loud and
cool.
clear.
Yeah, feliz cumpleaños, cójala suave. Delighted to be here with everybody. This is just a bunch of notes, so I'm going to patch it together as we go. When arrested and yanked out of the car, will you declare to the cop you had defiance bred into you? The sounds standing off your tongue with more authority than bite of the handcuffs on your wrist. When the person who used to tell you how much they love you is landing fists on you, will you use your voice to stand a concern up in their madness, asking them to find their feelings in fury that dims the mirror gone dark upon their awareness this minute has erased? Will you push away the Super 9 leveled at your midsection and tell the 15-year-old using that voice you were born with the same cry you first issued to the people who pulled you out by the ankle, I don't got no money? Will you mistake one triumph of your righteousness for the finale of the need to continue forever to resist the backward social knot of divisiveness to deflate its animosity with your voice, the naked form of where all our dignity and self-respect flourish, your voice, what all oppressors fear, your voice, the first thing abusers seek to erase, your voice, starting in your spirit, starting in your spirit, your voice to embody those natural sounds, words, protecting creation of our furious pleasure, equality, only words we administer like curatives can raise to enfold us like Miguel Algarin passing the mic. Will you plead the cause? Will you represent the wronged? Stand up in front of violence that deprives one of the ability to be fully alive? Watch how you answer these interrogatories. It is not a contest you can quit. It is not an obligation possible to avoid. And if you serve the word well, advocate, everyone will be desperate after you are gone. But because of you, we will be more together. We will be more strong. We will be more alive.
You are
Man, I just listened to Paul
First, give
Skip.
it up for Paul.
Yes, that was dope.
Man, that
Chairman
was
Ray James,
Excited.
Chairman Ray James, I was secret
No,
of
no.
this something,
It's
man.
not a Monday
Excited.
without the skip verse.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Skiff, the skiff verse. Ooh, I got chills, man. I got chills. I heard me mentioned in the Paul Skiff poem. That is something. That is huge, man. You hear people say your name, that's one thing. You hear people say your name in the poem, refer to it. Ooh, poets make people immortal. When you write poetry, you have become immortal. And it's like I've always wanted that, but like I've never said anything, because I'm like the writer. Usually I'm immortalizing other people. So tonight has been super special for me to hear different people immortalizing me, man. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I'm gonna go back. You're gonna see by tomorrow, this Facebook video is gonna have like 20,000 views, and 19,000 of them are gonna be from me rewatching it. Okay, we are going to Japan now. Poetaku, let me unmute him. Haven't heard him on Monday night in a while. Poetaku, let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's hear your poem. Trying to unmute you.
Can you hear me?
There we go. I can hear you. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
This is all my account, Twitter, Instagram, Poetaku50, and also I YouTube channel, Poetry Reading by Poetaku. I already 12 lyric videos at New Yorker series, and tonight is an anniversary for 13 works. It's a 13 and the fucking awesome numbers, but tonight is anniversary of. I'm glad to say happy born day, Eric Good Daddy, aka Advocate of Words. Tonight is I dedicate. Just title is Advocate of Words. Subtitle is Poetic Dialogue. In this video, two fucking awesome poets discussing about words and poets. It's so eccentric, excited discussion. So I hope you all enjoy it. Please take a watch. Advocate the words. What will you advocate? Advertising. Nowadays, we are in the time of advertising. With beautiful, muscular, or sexy pictures using bombast and flowery languages, people are competing with each other to see how expensive they are. In the social media economy, pretense is more important than substance. In other words, we are in the century of the fake. What the fuck? It's another theory of words then. You are naive. As the German romantic poet Friedrich Schiller said, der naiv Dichter bloß der einfachen Natur und Empfindung und sich bloß auch Nachahmen der Wirklichkeit beschränkt, so kann zu seinem Gegenstand auch nur ein einziges Verhältnis haben und es gibt in dieser Rücksicht für ihn keine Wahl der Behandlung. What do you mean by that? I don't know. I just copy and paste it. You are an adversary of words. Yeah? 巧言令子，善也人。You just copy and paste it, didn't you, Mr. Naive? Since the naive poet merely follows simple nature and feeling and limits himself to imitating reality, he can have only one relationship to his subject, and in this respect, there's no choice of treatment for him. No choice of treatment? No choice of treatment, Mr. Naive. The sun speaks with light, the earth speaks with quakes, clouds speak with winds and rains, seas speak with tides, trees speak with the rustling of leaves, birds speak with chirps. So what about human beings? Wikipedians can no longer speak more solemnly, sincerely, and sometimes even sweetly than nature does. No choice of treatment? Yes, Mr. Naive. I dedicated a poem just right for you. Regarding of Baudelaire, au pourra, toujours te chercher en dehors de ton miroir, contemplatant America, Africa, Britannica, Encyclopedia, Psychomedia, Princess Media. The Medici family was downfallen by Princess candidate Ophelia, to be or not to be, that is the question. You are the problem. To be is to do. I have a dream that we have no cell phones at the dinner table. To do is to be 古池や買わず飛び込む自撮り音 To be is to do is to be, do, shut the hashtag!
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Powaraku.
Day.
Advocates.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, that was
Awesome.
wow.
Shit.
That was incredible.
Yes.
Oh my
That's what's
God.
up, man.
Gorgeous.
Fucking awesome.
We are over 2 hours into an open mic, and you guys have so much talent that I'm still interested. I love it. Poweraku, look him up on YouTube. How many languages that have that right there, right? Like this dude is amazing. Like we could take all of us, put all of the languages that we know, and he probably knows more than all of us put together. Poweraku, check him out. I've actually used one of his videos for a class that I've taught. So make sure you check him out. Brother, thank you so much, man. All the way from Japan. Poweraku. Love that dude. Okay, last and definitely not least is Trisha De Jesus. And I knew Trisha was awesome because she had been breaking down, someone was spitting a poem, and she was like, oh, they're using it in Afra. And I was like, oh, somebody knows poetry. And she does the open mics. She hosts her own open mics. She does podcasts. She is wonderful. Trisha De Jesus, I'm so happy that we got to you today. Let the people know where they can find you.
So happy to. Yes. I am on Instagram at Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_BELLE. And happy birthday to Advocate. I hope you're having a blessed and beautiful day. This is called Turn of Phrase. The last papyrus clings to the furred bubble that shattered my abdomen, that hunched over lies, feeding my incubating spiderlings. I sling each bauble, a solitary thought upon my silver web, and I blink. An eye for each brain in its own sack, for each noodle in its own nucleus. Think soup stirred. I will knit you a place of honor as I stitch you into the sweet of my locution. You will not see the truth or the deceit. I take great pleasure in the pine sap wine of my venom becoming you. I blow last rites, last life into your waiting veins. As I count you down, you smile up at me grateful in your waning bliss. And that was it. Short but sweet.
Let me unmute myself. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Trisha De Jesus.
Wonderful,
Wonderful.
Amazing night. Oh my God.
That's how you bring it, Trisha. Every
No.
time.
Happy birthday, Advocate.
Great outro.
Happy birthday, Advocate. You got
Thank you, Trisha De Jesus. Fantastic. Oh, I love listening to Trisha because she knows how to share her work and she knows how to write. I love it, love it. Trisha De Jesus, make sure you look her up. All right, we're at the end of the night. So one last time, because I saw that we're not going to do this all the time, but I saw La Bruja do this with on Thursday night online open mic where she unmuted everyone and had everyone be loud and obnoxious. And because it's my birthday, I want to do it that way. So I'm going to ask all of you to unmute yourselves and make a bunch of noise. We went over.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Advocate.
Please
birthday ever.
Happy Advocate.
Happy many
Birthday
Good night. Great night.
Yeah, man.
We love
Y'all, next birthday.
All of you are so damn dope. So dope, so dope, so dope. All of you.
Get many more.
Straight up, man. Straight up.
Advocate.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Birthday.
Amazing night. You guys are so dope, all of you.
Thank you. And because everyone's timing is off because it's the internet, it seemed like everyone was off key, but it was awesome. I love it. That's like how you do it on Zoom. Okay, so Our next open mic, of course, is next Monday. The theme is Favorite Lady. If you cannot wait till next Monday, of course, we have our Thursday night online open mic hosted by La Bruja. You sign up 24 hours before the show, Wednesday at 9 p.m. That is when the sign up list opens up. If you missed anything or you want to rewatch today's show, go check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Nuyorican Poets, or YouTube. You look up Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Thank y'all so much for making tonight a special night. When it comes to poetry, the only thing I really care about is people being creative. That's all I care about. And you've done that. Have your own voice. Don't try to sound like someone else. Be your own person. And that's what we have in this community. And that is why within less than a minute, 35 slots get filled up. I'd like to sit here and take all that credit, especially because it's my birthday, but I can't. It's because we've gotten so lucky with this great community. So with that being said, good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Agarin into your home. And for celebrating my birthday with me, this has been the Nuyorican Poets Cafe's Monday night online open mic. I have been your very lucky host, Advocate of Words. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Go drink, be merry, celebrate my